Alrighty. Hey, how's it going? It's been a while since I've streamed, so nice to be back. Start off with an easy mulligan. And then pretty easy keep. I'm on the draw. Yeah, I'm happy to be back. It's definitely been before Modern Horizons 2. It's been a few months, so it's cool. Put that back. It's pretty straightforward. I see you've been kind of crushing with some goblins, which is sick. Couldn't pass. That's a great draw. Yeah, I understand that. I mean, wins and losses are fleeting, right? It's just like, it's never a guarantee at any point. So, it gets really streaky at times, but when you look at the whole picture, that's certainly much more important. But it's hard to kind of step outside of that when you're just like, oh, I've been doing super well, and then it's like, I'm unstoppable. But then it's like, okay, well, maybe I am kind of stoppable. Yeah, definitely. So they brainstormed off of Verdant. So like some kind of Sultai deck? So let's see. Well, this is gonna pass. I don't know if they have like days or whatever. Like if they have Doomsday, like I don't want to just like cast Ponder and then, like, because I want to cast Brainstorm more than anything. I don't want to just like fire off both cantrips. Yeah, it could definitely be tough. I totally understand that. It does kind of feel like Doomsday, which I'm gonna struggle against a little bit with this hand, but. So they brainstormed and they kept both cards. So potentially a bad sign. Volcanic Island. Okay, so maybe now I feel a little bit more just like Storm, but a little hard to tell. I'm gonna guess Prismatic Ending is not the kind of card I'm looking for here. I'm okay with Murktide Regent. Tundra's not doing anything. So let's go Tundra Ending. We'll reveal Ending and then we'll shuffle. We'll get a bulk. Plateaus is acceptable. But we'll just enter combat. It's unfortunate that the Zaze is just going to do nothing, but... we'll do this like this. I don't need to play land yet, because I might still want to Wasteland. Ragavan's interesting, but I think not quite what we're looking for. Ponder. I think Pondering is worth it. So I'm going to play that, just because if it is Doomsday, I still want to play around Days. Sacking the Delta. Trop. This is. Oh, we up. This is Plateau Gaming Hours. I've, like, weirdly liked it. Despite the fact that it's, you know, Plateau and heinous. It kind of feels just like, I don't know, the Intendables or some kind of storm thing. The 2 bolts cut a couple turns off this clock, but potentially not in a meaningful way, because it's not going to matter for a little bit here. I can go Bolt, EOT, untap Regent, and that cuts a lot of time off the clock, and then I'm not going to have time to ponder, so that, like, gives them next turn and the following turn to kill me before they're dead. So it seems like I'd rather just shuffle and try to find Forcible, because I don't think I'm going to just cantrip the next turn. I think worst case I'm gonna do this Murktide thing. So Daze is potentially a card. Yeah, playing on Stifle makes some sense. Okay, this also makes sense because they got the trap. So I don't know exactly what their hand is, like, light on, that they're just, like, hanging out. Like, if they had Veiled Summer and the kill, they probably would have gone for it at some point here, because that's kind of safe. 6 mana, these Dazes look rough. There's certainly some conversation as to whether I'm supposed to Daze, like, if they Cabal Ritual, like, Daze to cut them off colors of mana, but I don't think so. Yep. I mean, I'm just gonna hang out. See what they do. Oh. Good to know about. Thank you. Burning Wish. Okay. It really just, like, doesn't feel like Testo, right? There's no artifact mana or anything, but I guess, like, the mana kind of looks like it. Yeah, seriously. There's also, like, you know, potential for combo decks I'm not really thinking about. Because, like, things have changed with Modern Legends 2 in the mix. Like, it's definitely tough to just, like, keep up with, like, all the changes that could possibly happen. But this does feel like, the, you know, a normal Stormish deck. It's also not unreasonable for, like, the Ad Nauseam Tendrils deck to have Burning Wish in it. Like, that's a thing that used to happen. Maybe not frequently, but occasionally. Empty to Orange. That's something I can beat. So, am I beating this, like, kind of no matter what here? Like, do I have to Daze? 1, 2, 3, 4. That's only 8. And then, yeah, I'll still have lethal. Okay, so I guess it is Tess. It's very slow hand, though. So 10, I can still beat 10. Yep, I'm still beating this quantity. Yep. I guess I'm beating all the quantities, because Murktide Region plus Double Bolt's just going to do it, so. Okay. Yep, this is fine. This is, like, understandable, because this forces me to have a pretty fast clock. Yeah, Murktide's pretty messed up. Yep, just bolt here. Like an F6. Ethereal Forager would also be lethal here? Or in the same time frame? Ragavan is also interesting because it's just like, it's given this deck like a haste element, which it didn't have before. Which is kind of funny. Like, there have been games where like just hasting it out for some extra damage, like as a 2-mana shock, has actually been pretty meaningful. I don't know if there's anything my opponent can draw through double days that'll do it. So I think we're looking good. Yeah, haste is nice. Well, that was on top, but... Yes, I also remember that. Storm Chaser Mage is rough. That's a tough way to do it. Storm Chaser Mage is tough. Yeah, Muktai region's pretty obscene. It definitely makes like this version of Delver like more cold to the graveyard than it might otherwise be. But like, actually, maybe this particular version isn't very cold to it. I mean, I guess I'm talking about like the blue reds, the versions with Dragon's Age Channel and stuff. But 8/8 Ward 8, yeah, that's next on the list. I don't know if Carpet of Flowers is that common, which makes Prismatic Ending kind of an interesting thing. But like, they also have Artifact Mana, so that's also interesting. So we want these cards, these cards. I don't like love Surgical. Graftic of the Cage is fine. I have plenty of bad cards here. So like, definitely don't want those. And you know what? I'll put Wear Tear in like the Prismatic Ending, because I think Prismatic Ending is probably just better than Wear Tear. Probably. I don't know if I want Bolt. I don't think I do. With bringing in Meddling Mage, I don't think I want Young Pyromancer. Because I just like don't really need like Young Pyromancer's a better threat for sure, but like how many creatures can I really play? Yeah, I don't know if like Prismatic Ending's sorcery speed quality is like that specifically problematic. Like, what is that stopping me from doing? So that will let them like play a carpet and then just like use it before I can answer it. The artifact mana doesn't matter too much, except maybe I can kill like... Yeah, definitely. Prismatic Ending also kind of does that, and also answers like Xantid Swarm, but I don't know if that's like important. Wear Tear seems better. It does seem better. And then I need like I'm okay cutting a Mugtide. Like, we're gonna have 12 creatures. Like Mugtide, I don't want to flood on them. And then I usually cut like an Excessive Iteration in a fair amount of these kind of matchups where like you can't really afford to be doing that too much. Ragavan gets worse than multiples, obviously, but it's still pretty reasonable. And in other Delver decks, I usually cut some number of Wastelands. I don't know if I need to do that here. I could see cutting a Wasteland or cutting the Plateau, if I'm honest. This hand isn't great, but I think it's a keep. I mean, they have to kill me pretty quickly, which, I mean, they can. Like, it's not wildly unreasonable for them to have a hand that's going to kill me on turn 1. Or turn 2. Leading on Ragavan seems interesting. Like, ooh. Them brainstorming here makes me really want to hold up Pyroblast, because this tells me they're potentially trying to set up something a little bit quicker. I really like the fact that if I go Ragavan, I can get the treasure and then, like, Wear Tear plus hold up Pyroblast. this is something that comes up a lot. I really do cut Wasteland like in a lot of matchups, like especially against Storm. It's definitely weird, but like they just have so much artifact mana that it just feels like sometimes it just doesn't do anything. And against this version of the deck, against Ad Nauseam Tendrils, I just feel like they have like their first 2 lands are so commonly going to be basics. I don't know. It's definitely a little bit out there. I definitely understand that, but I don't know if this is right. Like, I'm basically just preparing for... So this is the punish. This is for sure the punish for not playing Ragavan turn 1. If they just go Wishlot Talisman. Trying to remove. There we go. Bam. There we go. Defense grid. Another punish. I mean, so basically, and maybe just like holding a Pyro Blast was like too conservative. But now it just feels like I shouldn't even. I should have played the Ragavan. You know. Although if they can just kill me, then it actually doesn't matter. Yeah, okay. If they're just gonna empty or whatever, like, then the choice was kind of a 5 mana. Oh, they just have Ad Nauseam? Sure. Well, there's nothing I can do, so. If they go down to 2 and can't kill me, Ragavan will get it in. Okay, so my decision didn't matter. I mean, I think it was probably still right to cast Ragavan. I mean, it's close because of how they cast Brainstorm. Maybe it was right to just Ponder, but it wouldn't have mattered because if I found Force War, I would have had to stop the defense grid. Oh, man. Echo left them a little close to death, but they should have it here. I'll let them do it. I don't think there's any reason not to. I mean, I guess the conversation is, should I have mulliganed this hand? That's a reasonable discussion. Just wait for them to put it on the stack. Cool. Yep, I mean, this is no way. It is definitely possible I was supposed to mulligan this hand. I don't think so. I guess they have to have like a pretty fast kill, but I'm not even guaranteed to have like meaningful disruption. So it's certainly close. Seeing defense grid. I think I want one prismatic ending. It's like one Rete, one prismatic ending, and maybe it's like to just bring out a surgical. I mean, I don't think it's like that good. It's like disruption, but it's not like super disruptive. Them showing me defense grid, and plus I know they have defense grid. I mean, it's yeah. I mean, I totally agree. Love to play first. I'm gonna mulligan this. Well, it has my best card in the matchup, a Force of Will, so I'm not particularly liable to die early. This kind of feels like a keep to me. Like, I just need to draw any land, which I didn't sideboard any out, and I can play Novad. And then, like, any blue source lets me, like, play the game. Oh my god, it's Alex. I'm gonna keep this. I don't really know. It does feel really close, but it's my best card in the matchup, an answer to their best card in the matchup, which is empty. Of which I only have one answer. An answer to them comboing on me. And then... yeah, okay. This hand's not particularly liable to flooding. I'm gonna put, like, the Brainstorm. I don't know... I'm certainly not wastelanding in most circumstances here. The awkward part is if they, like, Daughters or Duress me. I don't know how common that is in that deck these days. That's fine. I don't mind, like, keeping risky hands with high upside. I think 5 is probably roughly as likely to win. So this is probably gonna get... okay, so this makes sense. So they're gonna cantrip. If they defense grid, I probably am supposed to force that. If they Wishclaw Talisman, I'm probably not. Because then, like, I'm still just working towards the same situation. Burning Wish? This deck has 19 now. So they're gonna get Thoughtseize, is my guess. Galvanic Relay. Okay, cool. So I'm going to try to stop them from doing that. Which it feels like they're going to go for right now. LED. Okay. Petal. Okay. So if they have any ritual... I mean, this is kind of awkward, because now they're just going to get to Galvanic Relay for 6, kind of anyway. I'd have to Force Will this. And then if they had Rite of Flame, or Dark Ritual, or any other mana... But I feel like they would not play Mox Opal. I feel like they would just... I feel like they would just cast Dark Ritual. Right? I'm probably supposed to Force Will this. They could have more Mox Opals, or it feels like if they just like had Lotus Petal or Dark Ritual, they would have just cast that. So I don't think that's the case. I think I'm just supposed to force this. If they have Veil, they still need to have something else. And it also that also turns off the Mox Opal. So I'm just gonna force. I'm gonna pick Ponder. Okay, so they had Dark Ritual. Sure. This is like a sensible... during your next turn. Okay. This is like potentially okay if I can still draw the land for Novad. So what, I'm gonna go there? Okay. Okay, so they have a bunch of stuff going on here. There's going to be an interesting conversation about if I wasteland if I don't draw a land. Because obviously, I'm probably dead. No, because... No, because they can go Tiger, Defense Grid, turn on Mox Opal. Okay, so... No, it still does some decent work here. I mean, I kept a risky hand, and it's not super paying off. Let's see. Is there any... I mean, they could kill themselves. So I'm going to do this. And we're going to pass. So maybe I'm just, like, more likely to win on a Mulder 5 because, like, any lands let me, like, cantrip into an Override or something? I don't know. This still felt reasonable. I could see the argument that it wasn't, but it was close. They drew Rite of Flame. Okay. I mean, yeah, they can just do whatever they want here. Maybe they just had Rite of Flame in hand. Defense Grid, sure. I can't really fathom a world where they're gonna, like, need to ad nauseam here. Sure. I mean, it also seems relatively free for them to do this. I think once they, like, stop and they're not dead, then I'll probably continue. Like, if they go to 6, then they keep going. Okay, there's tendrils, so now they just don't even need to. I guess we'll see what they have. They just go Burning Wish, double sack, get past in flames. Yeah, is that not common that they have Fast and Flames? They're just discarding their hand? Oh, to play this Burning Wish. I see. Sure. Echo? There's no way they're gonna Echo, right? They drew so many cards. They already have... Oh, that's another... I see. Right, that one's just exiled. I see. Cool. No worries. Kept a risky hand, didn't play off. So they have one Tendrils main, one Tendrils board. That makes sense. Yeah, I mean, like, there's always more games to be played, so it's, like, not too bad if our Risky Keep doesn't really get there. The upside was definitely there. It had some play to it, so totally reasonable. I don't think, if somebody presented that to me, I don't think I would fault somebody for keeping it. But I also understand the motivation of mulliganing it. Okay, so let's fire back up. This hand is not a keeper. There's essentially no matchup where I would keep this, because the matchup where Lightning Bolt is good enough to want 3, then Wasteland's good for them, so they'll just waste me. So we'll mulligan. We'll mulligan again. Oh yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm not super up to date with what like people do with the Epic Storm these days. So I totally believe that that's the case. Yeah, obviously I'm mulligan this. Yeah, this hand's good. This is about as good as I can expect from 5. I think Prismatic Ending is a little bit better than Lightning Bolt in general, but I don't know what... Maybe, yeah, maybe Ending's just better to keep than Lightning Bolt, just because, like, it's going to answer any cheap cards, and it also answers, like, Chalice and random stuff. a little bit better. We'll try that. I'm not sure about that, but... Four relay sideboard. Oh, that's interesting. I mean, it does seem good in the deck. Like, the arrow was really problematic. Like, I would have had to counter their Burning Wish, which I guess would have worked for me. Yeah, I mean, I don't need to answer the chalice yet. So, that game, they just, like, went Burning Wish on turn 2, I let it resolve, and then they cast out their artifact mana, right? So, Sphere. That's fine. I think I'm just going to hold on to this prismatic ending. It does add some pressure, but if they play, like, Goblin Webmaster, I'm going to want to, like, answer that. It's a good question. I don't need any most of the one drops I play, I can, like, pitch to Force Well. But, like, maybe I should have just knowing that's where the information, like, matters, right? Like, maybe I should have countered the Burning Wish if I knew they had 4 Galvanic Relay, because that's something they could have gotten that I can't actually answer with Force Will. So, that's, like, the kind of thing that I'm kind of, like, needing to update my heuristic and get more experience to do that. I'm not sure what's, like, actually correct, but... So, like, in the future, I'm going to know that's there, and I'll kind of adjust my behavior. So, what's this, 5 Flux Rod? Just Big Chandra? I mean, I don't think any of my cards would have done anything against Big Chandra here. Oh, Shadow Clone Smashing. So they could have just, yeah. That's fine. Wasteland's not bad. They only get so many more taps with the Ancient Tombs anyway, but... Okay, so now... Now what do I do? I can just go Ending on Chalice. Wasteland and Ancient Tomb. But outside of this upcoming turn, like, Ancient Tomb's not gonna... Like, they only have a couple of uses out of Ancient Tomb left anyway, right? So, is that even meaningful? I'm almost positive I have to cast Prismatic Ending here on the Chalice. Yeah, I think I agree with that. I think I have to cast Prismatic Ending on Chalice, and I think Holding the Waste also has the upside of letting me hard cast Force Will if I whiff and they don't, like, dominate the board with something. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure I have to do this. So, 1, 2, 3... What? Adjust? Adjust to reduce the value of X. What the heck? Click X to... Click Adjust to reduce the value of X without reducing mana spent to play minimum costs. Okay, I'm not going to process what that is. This is going to work. I'm sure it said something very reasonable, but... Blood Moon. Okay, so now I'm gonna waste. We just need to draw bolts and Ragavans and stuff like that. Oh, there it is. Right on time. Cannot cast anything. They need to have something right now. No, like, I understand, like, why it was telling me to adjust. It's just, like, the way... Like, I understand it was there for the Trinity Sphere and it wouldn't have been there otherwise. But, like, it's still just, like, I didn't really want to process what it was specifically telling me I could do. I guess it was saying I couldn't have X be less so I can still have the proper mana get put to it. But like, does it matter? Like, why would I need to adjust? Like, okay, X is 0. It's still gonna apply that much mana anyway. It doesn't matter, right? Like, Prismatic Ending is really good in this matchup, obviously. I don't know if I want Blazing Volley. I don't think I want Swords to Plowshares. Yeah, like, I mean, I am ostensibly okay with something random being there. It's just, I think in this context it didn't do anything. Yeah, maybe I can understand that there would be situations where it would. You can just X for things like Sure, so for things... Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Where you have to pay 3, you adjust it down to 1. Or, like, you want to play a Chalice on 0. Right, that makes sense. It doesn't do anything here, but, like, if you want to play a Chalice on 0 through a Trinisphere, that makes sense. Again, all I'm saying is, like, I didn't really... It seemed like it didn't matter at all for what I was trying to do, so... Okay, I'm just gonna side like this. I don't think I need Sword Splash Shows. Yeah, good hand, good hand. Not perfect. If I draw Forcible, maybe it becomes perfect. I drew Forcible, so maybe that's perfect. These are the kind of situations that I like. People talk about luck a lot, and I have you know, specific opinions on luck. But it's like, yeah, drawing Forcible was obviously lucky here, but in the previous match, like, I needed to draw land and I didn't. So it's like luck kind of just all kind of balances out. Sure. Yeah, exactly. I ain't reading all that. If my opponent casts Chalice, Stomp. Okay, I'm definitely going to counter a Stomp. Because Ragavan's good. I want to keep the Force of Will. I think I'm just going to Force of Negation, pitching Expressive. Because then I can hold up Force of Negation. And if I draw any blue card, I can have double up. Like, Innovation's nice and all, but I'm going to trust in the Ragavan a little bit more. Like, if I get, like, on my Mystery, obviously that's amazing. Fury. Okay, well, I can't quite cast that. Play Thunder. Oh, I think Jeskai Delve is quite good. I mean, you can define real however you want, but I think it's a legit deck. I like the way it, like, it's positioned. Yeah, I mean, I think Ragavan's good enough to just, like, protect you. I think the white cards add a fair amount to some of the bad matchups. And it gives the deck a reasonably different feel. I can't really fathom a world where I want that in play. It's awkward that I can't force will here, but sure, if they have something devastating, it's going to be tough, but sure. They might just trade. Certainly getting a little punished for removing the Aggressive Iteration, because I would like to have a little bit of card selection, but I'm definitely just going to attack. I mean, they'll probably trade, but it's not getting better for me with the War Boss, because then they'll just trade with the Goblin Token next turn. Yeah, play all cards that I don't want. Sure. I mean, I don't like the situation, because now I have to drop Forceful to cast anything, but No, I understand. All lives. Right, exactly. It all comes full circle. And this is why, like, luck is... I understand why people talk about luck and luck as a construct, but it's just, like, kind of a ridiculous construct in... Because people only focus on the circumstances where it went really, like, poorly for somebody else, or really poorly for them, or really good for somebody else. People don't really, like, pay that much attention to the situations like this. Where it's just like, I got really lucky on turn 1, but I am also certainly getting a little unlucky here, but, like, what does any of that mean? These are all just cards in my deck, and I drew them in a certain order. So, I don't know. It's just, like, not really worth, like, shutting about. In terms of, like, a construct. They have 2 spells in hand, for sure. Maybe one's Shadow Skull Smashing? Yeah, there we go. Sniff that one out. I'm definitely just going to dash here, because if I find a Rab Master, it's still really, really good for me. Fury is also good here, and it also protects me from Fury to do this. I anticipate that they actually have a Fury in hand, which is why they made the play they did. Yeah, I'll keep playing land. Plus, like, this actually gives me a hit when next turn they can just hold back the Goblin. But I'm going to be in a rough situation against, like, any good follow-up here. Yep, they have Fury. 3/3 double strike's good. Sure, this is a little risky, because if I just draw Lightning Bolt, that's tough. I can take a little bit of damage, so let's just cast this. What are the odds I need all of my mana in play here? Pretty unlikely. Oh, that's funny. Am I going to Wave Tail this Trinisphere? It lets me set up cantrip chains that can actually potentially get me back in this game. I think so. And I'm going to sack a treasure so I don't have to play this fetch land if I need to shuffle. So I can chump block and then draw 1, 2, 3, 4 Murktide Regent, which is a 7/7, which holds back to Fury. It's cool to see Mono Red get some tools. Like Fury is a cool card for them. Yep, good attack. Yeah, like I Prismatic Ending hitting Fury there is pretty sick. Okay, I mean, that's fair. I had a good start and then it teetered off, which is okay. Like, when you rely on Ragavan so much, like I could have just let the Ragavan go, keep the expensive iteration, which might not have worked out based on the cards I saw. Like I didn't see any cantrips, but do I want to change anything? I really like the Ragavan plan. I still like Young Pyromancer a reasonable amount. Wasteland I like. I think Expressive is like the only card I can really consider cutting in terms of like core cards. Because I want all my counter magic, I like all the creatures. I like all the removal. Yeah, this seems fine. I think Volley is certainly interesting for Goblin tokens. The problem is, like, it's only good if I have it's only really good if they, like, had a Rab Master in play for, like, 2 turns, right, to get enough tokens, and then I had the answers to the Rab Masters, but not, like, right on time, and then I draw it to kill the things, right, because it's just, like, a little bit awkward otherwise. Like, there it would have just cleaned up, I still would have been down a card. Like, it's good in a situation where you're losing horribly and there's nothing else you can draw, but, like, it's so unlikely that situation actually happens, because if you have a lightning bolt, you just kill the thing. If you draw a lightning bolt, you kill the thing very shortly after and they have 1 token. And if you don't draw a lightning bolt, you basically lose every time. So, like, the way it catches you up is kind of weird. Mulligan. Mulligan. Having some bad mulligan luck. I mean, I think it's always worth considering, like, if there's some nature of the deck composition that kind of, like, leads to this. I don't necessarily think that's true here. Like, we only have 3 wastelands in our deck. We have a plateau to help cast, like, Ragavans early. But the plateau is a little awkward at times. But not having it can also be awkward. I'm going to keep this. I don't have enough resources to, like, make these brainstorms good. I wonder if brainstorm's better than a wasteland, though. Like, I definitely want to do that. And I'm going to ponder on turn 1. I think I'd rather have a brainstorm than a wasteland. Although that's kind of close. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Because we're cutting a wasteland basically for a plateau, essentially. Yeah, I like this. I mean, it's kind of, like, bad either way you consider it. Like, I can get punished. Like, what if I ponder into, like, a Force of Will and a Red Source? Well, and I put, like, the Brainstorm. Then, like, I'd rather have kept the Brainstorm. But, like, let's say they go Ancient Tomb and... So, one way or another. Yeah, these cards are great. So, I could actually let a Chalice potentially resolve with this hand, which is kind of nice. Dash of Ragavan on turn 2? That doesn't seem meaningful. Dashing, actually, maybe it is meaningful. Cormac, sure. If they don't, like, play something here... Okay, so what I'm at... This is a very, very aggressive play. I'm actually just going to Prismatic Ending this. I think on my mulligan to 5, the fact that they didn't do anything, this gives me the best chance. They don't have an Ancient Tomb in their hand, because if they did, they would have gone for their Blood Moon on turn 1. So this makes my days a lot better, and while it does leave me cold to them actually drawing Ancient Tomb and doing a thing, I think this is actually good. It's very aggressive, I understand that, but... If I daze, I'm going to daze returning to Volk, because I could draw... Okay. See what they have. Because, like, I might want to, like, brainstorm into a Ragavan and play it. I'm gonna daze, hope they don't have a Simian Spirit Guide. Am I gonna daze? Because Ragavan gives me all the colored sources I need. Eventually. But the reliance on Ragavan is very heavy. I think I would be relying too much on Ragavan against a deck that has more removal than it's ever had before with the Furies in the mix. So we're just gonna attack first because again, if I get a Rob Master, I'm just casting out. Okay, Ancient Tomb on top. That's essentially that could be good for me. I don't know. These are good. I think I'd rather shuffle one away. I have a little bit of Fury Insurance because they might plan on hardcasting it. Okay, I mean, Stomp is potentially fine. I'm just gonna daze the Bone Crusher. Daze is losing a lot of value at this stage anyway. It alleviates pressure. Force of Negation, that's a good draw. I mean, They have plenty of creatures that are problematic for me, so certainly not perfect, but definitely helps. This feels like a Battle Master, or War Boss. So, I mean, obviously it resolves. The question is, do I race it? Or is it correct for me to race it, even? I'll do the math on my turn. See what I draw. Bolt. Well, that makes Force of Negation not active for a turn, but let me think here. So, right now it's... So we took 1, so we're at 17. Then next turn we take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then 6, and then 7. So 5, 6, 7. So we'd be dead in 3 turns. And we put them to 9, 6, 3, kill them. But if they draw a Rabble Master... That actually gives me the possibility to just kind of hang out, right? Like, I think if they had a Fury, they would have played it. Because if they go... So it's only really problematic if, like, I cast Lightning Bolt and they Force Negation. Because if they play Rabble Master, that's a problem either way. And I'd rather kill the Rabble Master than the War Boss, regardless. So, I'm pretty sure I'm just supposed to attack and not bolt the War Boss right away. Because I could kill them faster than they could kill me. Like, 9, 12, 6. Yeah. Yeah, so we do win the race. Okay. And again, if they play 5, 7, 5, and then plus... Oh, yeah, because this is plus 2. Yeah. But that also doesn't change the clock, right? Because it's 12, 5, dead. So yeah, you're right. My math is wrong. But either way, I think the War Boss doesn't kill fast enough for me to justify killing it. The punishing part is if they have Fury. Trinosphere. I don't think that matters. I think I just bolt now. The punish here is if they have a stomp. And they're just like waiting for me to let down the Force of Negation. Okay. I'm going to play into that a little bit. It's potentially fine if they do. But... So now we're going to beat Rabble Master 2, because they didn't have it previous turn. So we literally just need to dodge a creature answer to my thing. To my Delver. And we can still draw Force of Will or another Lightning Bolt and just kill them. So, the awkward thing about Prismatic Ending is that if they do draw the answer and I don't answer Trinosphere... No, it doesn't matter. Yeah, because then I can't, like... Oh, it doesn't really matter, right? I guess if I drew a cantrip, I couldn't cantrip into it. It's the situation's so narrow. It's so much more likely they just draw Stomp or Shadow Call Smashing. So... what I was saying last turn is if I cast Bolt in response, they know my last card is Force of Negation, and then they stomp in response because they were using the Trinosphere to bait out my Force of Negation, and then they stomp in response to the Trinosphere because they know I can't cast it. That's what I was saying. That'd be the punish. But I thought the possibility of that was, while reasonable, potentially low enough that I just kind of had to go for the kill. Alright, looks like I got it, though. That was close. That was a really interesting match. And hey, thanks to everyone for tuning in. I know I haven't streamed in a while. It's been a hot second. Life's been pretty busy. And pretty weird. But this is my first stream with the Modern Horizons cards, and I'm pretty excited to be playing it. I have been liking this Jeskai deck quite a bit, personally. I think it's a good deck. I think it's... I think it answers some of the problems I was having with Izzet Delver specifically. Namely, like, I've been really struggling against Aethervial decks like Death and Taxes, or like the white creature decks like Maverick and stuff do. Like, I think the tools they got are pretty meaningful. And I think Prismatic Ending really helps a lot in that context. That being said, you know, those matchups are still difficult, for sure, but giving you an answer is actually kind of nice. I think the mana base is good. Plateau could be a volcanic. Like, I'm not, like, 100% sure. You're going to get punished one way or another. I can guarantee that. Because I've already been punished both ways. But, and the Isn't mana base is nice, but the deck is a lot colder to Endurance. Which, I really felt like people were successfully hating on, Is It Delver? Which is not something I've felt in a while. But it definitely feels like that right now. I'm gonna keep these. Do I want the prismatic ending? Or do I want a Ragavan? I guess I can just, like, make up my mind later, so we can just go like this. I mean, I do like, Is It Delver, though. Like, it is good. I just feel like it's a little bit more hateable than it was previously. So, facing down a Ragavan. So, gotta make some choices here. I have multiple answers, which is good, at least. If they have Force of Will, I kind of want to, like, force them to have Force plus days. Specifically. So, I'm just gonna go land, I'm gonna go Bolt. Okay, and then I'm going to... I guess just pass. Ragavan is the best card in the matchup. I have one on top. Yeah, I don't think I need to use my mana actively at the moment. Sure. Sure. Okay, so now I don't know if I want to draw another Ragavan. So I think I'm just going to Bolt end of turn. They can daze and then I can't fire off this Wasteland, which is a little awkward, but... So, like, Ragavan can obviously die, but I think we need, like, mana. Man, you know, if they Force of Willed, like, my first Lightning Bolt, that would have been a lot worse for me. I think. Maybe not. Maybe not a lot worse. Okay, yeah. I mean, I'm happy I got rid of the Ragavan now. Sure. So we're just kind of, like, hanging out. Both a parody. If they have a land, then, I mean, I'll start to fall behind. If I draw a land, then maybe I can make them fall behind. Okay. That's reasonable. Yeah, I mean, there certainly is an advantage to having, nothing but, like, having basics in the deck, no doubt. That's a good drop. Do I need to Prismatic Ending now? I kind of think I just want to Ponder. Set up future lands. These are good. A little awkward for sure. Because there's no threat, and if they have, like, Murktide Region, then, you know, that's gonna be a problem. But, let's go... Tundra on bottom. Well, we're gonna draw Ponder just in case they dash a Ragavan. Fork Bolt, sure. Ponder, okay. choose to not shuffle, and keep. So maybe they kept a Volk and they're gonna hang on to it. Maybe they kept a Wasteland. Okay, they're just gonna play it. Channeler. They're at 4 types. It's not that bad for me at the moment. I know their last card's Folkbolt. I think Channeler's... So they have Folkbolt in hand. So let's go Volk Ponder to start here. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna hit the Channeler. Let's see what I can set up though. Let's get some info. Definitely don't want these. Okay, well, that's fine. So I'm gonna hit the Channeler. I do have more removal spells, or a reasonable amount of removal spells. I'm definitely gonna get rid of that. I might just play the Young Pyromancer depending on what they do here. I know they have Folkbolt, so I have to be mindful of that. But I'd like to have a threat on board before I start like doing stuff. So they went 1 top, 1 bottom. So maybe they just like found a cantrip. So Young Pyromancer is going to make a future removal spell better if they don't find a removal spell. Iteration's a decent draw. I think I'm just going to play Young Pyromancer. Because now if I just draw a removal spell, like, I'm at least in a halfway decent situation. Yep, that makes sense that they kept a cantrip. So if they just find Mountain, they go Folkbolt 1/1. I'm at 7. They shuffled. My life total's a little bit of a resource here. I don't mind, you know, taking a little bit of damage. Daze is good. So I think I am just going to... I think I'm going to Brainstorm. Iteration is kind of nice, isn't it? I'm going to Iteration. Just a good use of my mana. Finding a land's nice. I don't even know what mana I want to keep up anyway. Okay, these are good. Because Delver is reasonable. It's not good if they like can just Folkbolt my thing, but... hand... play that. Attack for 2. So we're going to be at... 7. Then 4. So I'll Folkbolt 1/1 to our face, makes it the Lightning Bolt. I'm gonna Daze a cantrip for sure. I'm probably gonna upkeep Daze to transform the Delver, just because, like, transforming Delver is pretty important here, I think. Definitely gonna Daze that. Return to Volk, just in case they had Wasteland and they didn't want to use it. Now I'm probably not going to upkeep Brainstorm, just because I don't have a spell guaranteed, and I want to make sure I can dig as deep as possible here. Daze is nice. So now, at the very least, I can hang back. Let's see what they have. It's awkward, obviously, because if they have Lightning Bolt, then I just die. I don't think I can possibly fetch here. I think we just do this. Hang back. Certainly a tight game. They know I have a Daze. obviously going to trade if they offer. Okay, that's actually kind of interesting. Maybe they drew a red source and now they're going to go Dragon Rage Channeler? No, they're going to pass. That's interesting. Let's just cast Brainstorm. Okay, those are all good. I'm pretty protected here. Five. Okay, we should be good. I mean, there's always the possibility of random stuff happening. Like them main decking Blazing Volley and having some good backup. But I think we're good against like the average stuff that's going to happen here. Because we can just hard guess Force Negation on anything and then we have phase or Forcible. I'm happy we went with the Young Power Mantra as opposed to digging. I think that was actually one of the decisions in the games which we win here. I think that was the most likely to get us here because that means that once we answer, okay, so sideboarding. Basically all of our removal spells are good. I don't know about Blazing Volley. Blazing Volley is a little awkward. We didn't see Young Power or anything. I do like Caracas too. Cards I don't like. Force of Will. I mean, I still like, even in the world of Ragavan, I don't think Force of Will is, like, necessary in a lot of circumstances. I mean, like, sometimes I'll keep one in. But it really hasn't changed, like, from before. Like, there's cards that sometimes you feel like you need to Force of Will, and other times it's just kind of like whatever. You know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't do anything as the game goes on. Expressive, I usually like trimming one, because sometimes that's the thing that matters, sometimes it isn't. And it's a little bit slow. Like, you really have to get through the... Like, once you get through the mid-game, or like the early game, it's definitely going to enter like a mid-game slog kind of situation. You're really going to want expressive iterations, but you still have to make it into the mid-game, you know? On the draw, I don't think I want all three. I could be wrong about that. That's fine. Wasteland's also a card I side out, actually, a reasonable amount here. Only because they have a bunch of basics, and it's not super reasonable that it's just going to help us play around days, but it doesn't actually help us cast that much, and we are bringing in another land. So, again, this might be a situation where I'm like egregious, but I think on the draw, I'm going to leave in one Force of Will, and I'm not going to bring in Blazing Volley. And we're going to go with this. Force of Will is nice to help us up, like, extra insurance against Murktide Regents, and as the game goes on, it protects stuff and stuff, but I don't know about this for sure, in terms of, like, the literal configuration, but it seems like those are the cards to work with, and maybe the numbers are wrong. Maybe I'm ending up on the wrong side of it, but I think I like it. So, yeah, and this hand's cool to like Ragavan plus days, but otherwise it's good. They mulled to 5 too, so that's good. Yeah, that's good. That's good. That's going to give me some time to set up here. I'm probably just going to go land pass, because if they, like, dash Ragavan, I still want to Swords it. I don't really want them to get any cards off me, and it opens me up to days where otherwise I might not have to. I might also Brainstorm in response to that, if I'm honest. I'm not going to fire off the Wasteland, for sure. I might just Brainstorm into the turn just to try to get something going, but I don't know if I need to quite go there. Delver, okay. I think I will, actually. Just want to make sure I use, use all my resources, find everything that's going on here. I wouldn't mind just getting dazed. Yeah, these are all good. I don't, like, love the daze, but I think it's okay. I'm pretty sure I just want to Pyroblast the Delver. I don't have to do that now, and I don't really want to shuffle... I don't want to Wasteland yet. I'll Wasteland next turn. I don't think there's a reason to play into Daze anymore at this stage. Like, maybe later I'll have to because of some Wastelands and stuff, but... And I am just going to Pyroblast that, I think. I could sort. Is Daze going to get better? It is a little weird not to trade Daze here. No, this is fine. Because I do have this Wasteland. So I can make the days more manageable. Or, like, I can convert the days into a card a little more easily. Ponder. I'll see what they do first before I Pyroblast, because if they just dash Ragavan, I don't want to play into days needlessly. I will just Pyroblast this. I'm gonna get a Plateau. It's on top, which is funny, but I think Plateau's good here. What is this? Hydroblast. Yeah. I'm not gonna I'm just gonna play around Daze here. Sure. If they Wasteland... This doesn't matter that much. Okay, so let's do this. Switch to Plowshares, and then we're just gonna ponder. Getting the Plateau could be punishing for sure. Because if they just like... So they're gonna daze. This is fine. If they just like Wasteland the Plateau, like... I mean the Volcanic, then I, you know, can't cast spells, for sure. I think it made sense there, but... I'm gonna daze any creature that comes here. I think. Yeah, probably. And then just, like, fire off Wasteland. They choose to not shuffle and not do anything. Okay. So let's go Wasteland. They untap land. And then just cast Ponder. Can't really imagine getting rid of these. Probably gonna try to cast Iteration next turn. It's a little awkward if, like, they Power Blast and we days or like we don't find stuff. But I mean, I'm definitely just gonna do this. If they have Murktide, yeah, I mean, I could lose that for sure. But these are good. So hand, bottom. There we go. Play that. Murktide's the only thing I'm like actively cold to at the moment. Everything else I'm pretty well equipped for. Yep. I did set out a Wasteland, which certainly is a little awkward here, but... these cards are really good. So let's just play Ragavan and see what they do. I'm going to turn off Guild. Then next turn I'm probably just going to brainstorm. Like, I don't need to extract the max value off of the Pyromancer. Just concerned with Murktide. It is concerning, no doubt. It's pretty concerning. But if they go land Murktide, it's gonna be a game. I gotta dig. Blazing Rally, sure. So maybe they have Forcible and Murktide in hand, and that's what they were thinking about. I'm gonna pass, and I'm gonna try to get a token out of this young Pyromancer, I think. I have double land on top. If they wasteland me, I might just keep... Choose not to shuffle Wasteland. Yeah, I think I'll just draw one of the lands. Sure. Yep. I think I will bolt them once to get a token if they kill the Pyromancer. I think a single token here can actually do a lot of work. Yeah, removal is definitely very important. So they've used 3 Wastelands. I mean, I'm not, like, too concerned about the 4th one. If they have it, so be it, but... I also feel like if they had Forkbolt, they would have fired it off. Murktide's the only thing I'm, like, still actively very concerned with, but... Sure. So I'm just gonna lightning bolt them. I mean, I think a 1/1 actually matters. It's gonna apply a decent amount of pressure. I still have 2 answers in hand. Perfect. Now there aren't any creatures that are problematic for me. The 4th Wasteland's a little bit annoying. Maybe Expressive Iteration, you know, starting to generate value is a little bit annoying. But creatures aren't a problem here. It's gonna undo a lot of my work if I have to, like, plow a Murktide, but... Sure. It's only a 1/1, that's funny. I'm just gonna untap and ending it, I think. Okay, dazing to surveil. Putting a bolt in the graveyard. That is good value for me. Again, definitely getting punished for, like, boarding out a wasteland, but, I mean, they balled to 5 and got a bunch of duels, so that's a good draw. So let's attack for 1, and then we'll play Iteration. See what they do. I am anticipating some amount of interaction here. Sure. I think right now, like, the Wasteland is the most concerning. The 4th Wasteland. I mean, it's definitely possible they find it, but... Don't mind that. Still plenty of interaction. Yep, I think I'm just going to Prismatic Ending that again. So let's go Caracas. Ending. It is awkward how much of my work gets undone if they play a Murktide and I have to plow it, but there's nothing I can really do about that. I'm happy I waited to get a token out of the Young Pyromancers too. Still no lands, wow. That's rough. Been there though. Okay, well that should essentially lock it up. The elementals matter a lot in these really, really attrition-y Devil Mirrors, you know? Like, that's why I thought it was worth using one of my, like, you know, premier cards in Lightning Bolt, just for damage. Ah, it was the 3rd card down. Rough. Well, Ragavan doesn't do anything anymore because of Caracas. It's still only a 1/1, that's funny. If we transform, I just win, so I'm not going to. I'm gonna force them to have, like, literally Force of Will too, so. Okay, now does... They'd have to have Force Negation still in the deck. Well, it's because I've used Exile removal. Which, I mean, it's funny, but it actually matters. Okay, I mean, that's a pretty normal way that matchup plays out these days. Really, like, we need to get through the mana stage and make sure we have answers, make sure our answers actually line up with the scary threats. But, I mean, that being said, like, you know, they missed on lands, they mulliganed a lot. You know, I feel for that, but that's just part of, you know, the Devil Mirror. But yeah, cool. So we're 2-1, playing the Jeskai deck. Not like 100% sure about all the numbers and choices in the deck, but the core has felt really good. I'll probably just finish this league. I think that's all I can really, slot in today. So getting the last 2 matches. But I am planning on streaming again on Monday, which was previously my, Monday morning with EST, with my usual time for doing this. But that really hasn't worked out lately. But okay, this is an awkward hand. Certainly one of the situations in which you'd rather be playing blue-red, because then I could cast all my spells, and I have a Tome of Ragavan. That being said, this is still a very serviceable hand, very normal. If we do draw red, we're really doing it. And the white cards have, I think we've seen the white cards do a fair amount of work. I mean, especially against the Chalice sort of like the deck we played, where like I was able to like actually answer their Chalice and, win the game because of it. If I don't draw a land, I am going to brainstorm. I think it's high enough value. If they just waste on me, whatever. We'll move on. We'll hope to draw in. I don't know what I'm, privy to Force of Negation in here. No, I can't Force of Negation that, so maybe Maverick, Food Chain, something like that. Oh, God. Land. Okay, I like drawing a land. So, I'm going to attack for 1. It feels like Ragavan's just going to get blanked by something, doesn't it? But I guess playing it actually forces my opponent to, like, blank it. You know what I mean? I don't really want to force a negation here, but it also doesn't necessarily feel like I'm going to have the opportunity to do so. I could have just played during Primary too, but I think Delver's Secrets is more meaningful in this matchup. If this is just Dahlia, sure. So the Ragavan is a little blanked for now, but we still have this Delver pressure going on. Mother of Runes, sure. So now it's just get it done. Attack them. Like, they have Mother of Runes plus Birds of Paradise to, get a little bit going here, but... Delver plus Sword Plowshares certainly do not work in tandem insofar as the aggressive element of the deck. But it's a matter of, in my perspective, it's a matter of reframing it a little bit. Once you have that, you shift away from being an aggressively oriented Delver deck, and you switch towards being a little bit more mid-range oriented. But Delver still serves a key purpose. I'm going to force this, because this is the kind of card that could definitely beat me. And then I'm going to keep talking about this, because I think it is worth talking about. The normal Delver deck can't, answer Tarmogoyf, right? And then it's just like, you have this aggressive plan, but you can't really beat their Tarmogoyf, and that's kind of like a situation where you're going to struggle. Once you build your deck in a way that has Source Plowshares and Delver becomes much more, this is the kind of card that's going to steal the occasional game, it's going to apply some early pressure and force my opponent to react, and it's going to pressure my combo decks. But it's not my be-all, end-all strategy. The end game of this deck isn't always, I'm just going to apply as much pressure as I can, and then convert, the damage at the last second. It definitely shifts the way the deck plays. But they don't necessarily not work together, because Delver is just an efficient threat, and Sword of Plowshares is an efficient answer. So in that regard, they do kind of work together in that way, and it's just like the combination of the most efficient things you can play, if that makes sense. It gives you an element against combo decks, which the other mid-range decks might lack, or the other slower decks might lack, while also giving you the ability to answer things as the game goes on. Yep, I mean, this makes sense. Wastelanding them is actually going to be kind of nice here. I think I want to brainstorm in a turn more than play this Pyromancer. Just like, it feels a lot better to like actually cast this brainstorm this turn because it's getting kind of awkward. It's really a matter of like shifting perspectives, you know? Like, it's so easy to think of Delver as the premier aggro threat because it's a 1-mana 3/2 flying and it just goes in these really aggressively oriented shells all the time. But the thing it does, I mean, and this is why like you see Ragavan showing up in these like Jeskai's like Sandsteel decks and stuff. You know, it's just like kind of filling that role in a very serious way. Jite. Okay, I might... I mean, obviously I can't do anything about it now, but... I don't like that. GT is going to be a problem. It's not heinous yet. It's definitely getting close to being heinous, but it's not heinous at the moment. Because their mana is pretty tied up. This is certainly one of the ways I can lose. Like, I mean, that's why I stopped the Stormforge Mystic. So I'm just going to keep up the normal stuff. Just keep doing what I was doing. If they're going to equip the Thalia, that might give me the ability to attack with Ragavan. I still don't think I want to cast Young Pyromancer. I think I need to cast this Expressive Iteration now more than before. We'll get a plateau, so I'm not tied off any one color. Kind of just looking for removal. I mean, this really isn't what I'm looking for, but... Oh, I misclicked. Okay, that's fine, that's fine. If they just kill Ragavan right away, maybe that's meaningful. I was supposed to keep the Delver, but that might not matter. We also didn't find any removal, which is, like, fine. You know, that's a reasonable thing. I mean, like, a lightning bolt would certainly change the way this game plays a little bit, but let's see what they do. This is the kind of matchup I said, like, Delver in general has some difficulties with these days. Because Stoneforge Mystic's gotten better, and Endurance is a little problematic. And the white cards do help, but it's not like... It's not like super... Like, it still can be a difficult matchup. Okay, well, I don't really have any other place here, so I'm just going to attack with everything. They might get dried over, but... This is fine. They have to gain life now or kill my Delver, but I can't really fathom them doing what they did and not planning on gaining life. They can't kill my Delver. I would be shocked if they killed my Delver. Yeah. Because that plays Lightning Bolt. Okay, so I'm going to play Young Pyromancer, and then I'm going to keep the Ragavan back as a, you know, a haste threat that can do some work. Oh, actually, we can still hold up days. Nice. Which I will daze. Literally anything they give me the opportunity to do. The 1/1 certainly matters here. We're on the razor's edge here. What? It felt like they were more likely to win by doing nothing than playing into my days. That feels like an error. Because now aren't they they're just dead straight up. I mean, it's not like wildly unreasonable for them to be like, Well, I guess they're not straight up dead on board, right? Because they can block if they go to 1. But we do have the Ragavan. It also doesn't, like... Them green sunning for that much doesn't play around anything. They might as well just do it for 1 less. Well, keeping the Ragavan actually ended up being pretty good here, then. Although I would have played the double last turn. If not. Well, I'll accept. Okay, so Prismatic Ending for sure, Wear of Tear for sure, maybe Novad. I mean, obviously it's like funny because the cards are problematic. Like, the equipment is problematic, but Novad sometimes kind of misses the point because they can have, like, a bunch of creatures that matter too. You know, like, they have a lot of cards that matter. Want all the removal and Caracas. I don't generally like Force Negation. I like trimming on Force Wells. This is the kind of matchup where you trim Ragavan pretty happily. In the past, I've trimmed Days on the draw. I think I'm going to trim another Ragavan. Like, they have Caracas. They have a lot of creatures that kind of clog up the board. It makes their random ground creatures a lot more relevant. But I still think Ragavan's a reasonable card. This makes sense. The question is, do I want Cage or Novad? For, like, Green Sun or Stoneforge. I kind of feel like Novad isn't where I want to be, because it is good against GT, but, like, these days they have, Cauldra, which is, like, problematic. And Days is, like, awkward, but my opponent did just play into Days last game. I'm not going to bring in Grafdigger's Cage. Maybe on the play. But I think I'll just have another Ragavan in the play and take out 1 Force Wall or something. I'm going to keep this. It's a little awkward because we're, like, kind of exposed to Wasteland, but... Carpet of Flowers. Okay, I'm gonna... Am I gonna get a Plateau, play Ragavan, and then Prismatic Ending there? This has become an interesting first turn. No way I'm pondering. No need to hold up a removal. If I Prismatic Ending, I either need to get a Tundra, which lets me Daze, but doesn't let me Ragavan, or I can get a Plateau, which lets me Ragavan, but not Daze. I could just get Plateau Ragavan, I can't Daze, but I'm still denying them a mana. If they want to Wasteland me, though, I actually think I'm going to get Plateau and go Ragavan. Because if they go, like, land Swords to Plowshares... Like, if they go land Dahlia, I can just go, like, land Lightning Bolt, get the treasure, Prismatic Ending. Daze isn't doing anything literally right now anyway. This is one of those situations where Plateau is good. But, you know, like, just at least having the option. Hey, oh, thanks for the follow. Like, this is very good for me, obviously. The question is... I think I'm going to Ponder, too, so I'm going to go Wasteland the Dryad Arbor. We're going to attack, see what we get. Nothing. We're going to cast Ponder. I would like to find Force of Will. These cards are okay, too. Actually, I guess Tails is just better. Because Prismatic Ending answers more things. They can't have a Sword Splasher in the hand, right? Like, that seems so unlikely. GT. Okay, that's fine. Let's see what we get, and then we'll figure out what I'm gonna do. I don't need to kill that yet. Nothing. Okay. So I think I'm just gonna expressively iterate here. We'll do it like this so I can still hit a land, which I didn't, but that's okay. We're gonna put this in hand, and then like this. Now there's a problem if they like wasteland and I can't daze, and then I can't prismatic ending. But I don't know. They would have to be some kind of like bizarre confluence of cards they cast. We'll daze that. Murktide. That's good. So we can just cast it this turn. So let's go crack in. See what we get. Hit 3 lands. I mean, that's not really a big deal. Do it like this. We have a 7/7 in play. Now we're like a little bit insured against the Jeskai too, which is nice. I'm probably just gonna bolt their face, I think. Well, they might hit the Tundra. Nothing? Oh, do they have endurance? They must have endurance. If they endurance, they take exactly lethal, so I'm just gonna be cool with that. Well, assuming they don't jump block. They could jump block. I don't think they'll jump block, but they could. They're probably gonna eat something. I'll just wait to see what I find. I mean, cool. Yeah, I mean, the white cards definitely help a lot. Obviously, we would have lost game 1. Well, we wouldn't have lost game 1, but we wouldn't have won game 1. Well, actually, if they do it for 1 less than I daze, get the token anyway, they get their creature, we can't present lethal. We'd still be in an okay situation, though. But yeah, I think the white cards were, like, really crucial there. Just, like, the threat of having prismatic ending make GTA way less scary. And, like, the fact that we could have entered the carpet is really nice. They greenstone for ooze. We daze, they pay, they have the ooze. We dash out our thing, we attack. They have 2 blockers. They go gain. We definitely have to top deck a lightning bolt on the following turn, otherwise we lose, for sure. I think we might be okay if we literally top deck a lightning bolt on the following turn. Because I think they block. They go to 1, right? Because they block to 2, they take 7. They have to gain the 4 up to 4. I mean, up to 8. They take 7. Then they have the blocker left. They gain 4 up to 7. No, they gain 4 up to 5. Yeah, we would win if we had Drew Lightning Bolt in that turn, but we probably have to do that. So, yeah. Nevertheless. Okay, so, yeah, with 3-1, we're going to play one more match, and that's all I got in me for tonight. But thanks, everyone, for checking it out. It's been fun. It's nice to get back and play some Modern Horizons. I'm going to put this up on YouTube if people, missed some of it or want to watch, any specifics. I think I have my YouTube link down below if you want to check that out. It's been a hot second since I've done that, but... and then, yeah, I'm going to be back on Monday, I think. Depending on what else goes on. All right, let's see. So what's this, bank control? This hand is, yeah, Yeah, okay, we can at least brainstorm away the lightning bolt. It's not like it doesn't have the aggressive start I'd like to have in this kind of matchup, but maybe this is just straight miracles then with Portent. I don't know how much the band decks. Mundungu, thanks for the follow. Thanks, much appreciated. Ragavan. Like drawing that. I think I'm just gonna brainstorm and cast Ragavan. I don't want Bolt. Prismatic Ending's kind of interesting. They're gonna answer my Ragavan, so I like having a second one. I don't want that. I think I'm just gonna go for this. And I think I'm just gonna get a Volk. It's a little awkward, but I only have a couple of white cards in my deck. It might even might just a dash to Ragavan. Okay, Carcass, that's a little awkward. Well, we'll at least force him to do it. At least makes my wasteland a little better. I'm gonna put back both Ragavans and keep the Sword Splashes because of potential endurances. Although, maybe they're just blue-white, I really don't know. If I had a Wasteland lined up, I'd probably keep a Ragavan, but I don't know. I am gonna fight over this young Power Manta. I think I'm just gonna forcible pitching Mugtide. Like, Mugtide's obviously a good threat, but I think I'd rather just, like, have the ability to hardcast Force Negation. And if they plow my Sword Young Power Manta on a future turn, so this looks just straight up like blue-white. Ragavan. Okay, that could be a good follow-up. We'll see. But yeah, if they just plow Young Power Manta now, I'll probably just Sword Slash with my Young Power Manta to make a token. We'll see. Yeah. I think a token's worth it. I don't feel the need to play any extra threats here. Okay, so they are banned. That makes sense, so they're going to play Endurance. They'll eat my creature, and I'll just Prismatic Ending it post-combat. Or maybe I'll play Delver. And then Prismatic Ending... next turn? Like, obviously I get a little punished. Like, I didn't know that they were necessarily unbanned. Like, obviously I'd rather have the Sword Splashes for the Endurance here. I think I'll just play Delver. Hopefully they don't have another Endurance. That'd be annoying. Not too much I can do about that. I think I kind of have to play into it. I don't know. It kind of sucks, obviously. Yeah, I mean, obviously it is bad for me. Yep. I haven't played this matchup, like, I don't know, the game, it does feel better with the white cards the few times I have played it, but, I mean, definitely not, like, perfect. Let's see what we get. Iteration. That's a good draw. So let's go blue, red, iteration. I like these cards. So let's go Murktide in hand, Tundra, Wasteland. Let's Wasteland Caracas. Play Ragavan. See what they do. Are they just gonna bring her up? Sure. It's not like as heinously devastating in a deck with Sword Splash as in Prismatic End. Prismatic End? Prismatic End. Yeah, I think Ragavan's less important to my plan than Murktide Regent, so I'm not going to force a negation. But let's see what we find. This is obviously a little tough. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Let's just ponder here. I don't think these cards are really doing anything. I guess I could Wasteland and play a 5/5 Regent. That just doesn't feel good enough. Mesa. So I can still just play a 5/5 Regent. Which still doesn't... Well, I guess I could play a 6/6. I can bolt them. Could bolt them, daze it, and then play a 7/7. But that feels like it's probably not going to work. Yeah, maybe a 6/6 is okay. Maybe a 6/6 is a good place to start at least. If they counter this Regent, I'm probably just out of it. Sure. So yeah, the two cards I kept didn't do anything. It would have been better to have a Murktide Regent as opposed to either of these cards. So that was that, and the Sword Splashes were the two decisions I made that were like directly impacted my ability to win that. I wasn't sure if they were on Bant, which is fine. I mean, maybe I should just assume at this point, but them going Island into Caracas, it just felt a little bit blue-whitey, but nevertheless, no worries. So we're like these 7. I don't know how much I want Soul Splashers in general. I mean, Prismatic Ending, like, with Endurance, it's certainly awkward because, like Prismatic Ending is a sorcery, so I might have to take, like, a little bit there, but I think it's okay. I'm going to border some removal bolts because we still have some removal spells with the Prismatics. I do like Way of Terror. I definitely like all those. I'm going to bring out Wasteland. I'll bring out 2 Wastelands. I'm just going to try to save that for Caracas, I think. And then, let's see where we're at. Yeah, maybe Force Negation. It's just... yeah, I guess it's just, like, default to, like, bring that in against, like, slower control decks. But I guess it isn't actually that good. Especially, like, there's, like... They have so many creatures these days. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Yeah, I think that's just, like, my default, like, mode. Just like, oh, bring in Force Negation. But it's like, yeah, it actually doesn't make that much sense of it. Maybe I just, like, bring it out. No, that's really interesting. Yeah. And the creatures are the problematic cards, too, right? Like, Uro and Endurance. Way more than the spells. No, that's funny. I think that's just me, my boomery instincts kicking in. But I think you're right. I think you're right. I'm gonna keep in a lightning bolt then, I think. Lightning bolt doesn't feel that good though. Maybe it's just Sword Splash is better. Yeah, I agree. Cool. Let's fire this up. Not great, but certainly has the potential to do something, and at least it gets to play Magic and dig for some important cards. Oh, card put is a little concerning right now. Yeah, these cards are fine. The thing I want are threats, but I'm certainly going to keep like cantrips and like iteration and stuff like that. Like, I think that's the kind of stuff we're looking for. I'm probably just going to fetch up a Tundra and Ponder. I would like to find a Ragavan or a Delver. Okay, those guys are good. I mean, again, Days might just do nothing, but... I don't think I force over a Ragavan. Like I was supposed to watch this here. But we'll see. Oh, with them doing nothing, maybe. I'm gonna brainstorm in response. Let's get some information. I think I'm gonna brainstorm this turn anyway. Yeah, knowing that I have a Ragavan. So let's go that. I'm also not gonna fetch, so let's just do this, that. Let that go, play Ragavan. It's a decent situation. I'm gonna force this, I think. Fourth pitch force. Yep. I know I have an iteration on top, which is nice. This is definitely a matchup I need more practice at night. Like, I'm just not super familiar with exactly what they've been doing lately. Probably getting nothing. But then getting ship. We're gonna fetch now. We're gonna put toe. I think that's okay. Blue, red. Hand, bottom, cast, and we'll cast over. If they terminus me, okay, it looks like they don't have that. Oh, so they have Grokkus? Sure. Murktide's a good draw. That's something I will fight over. They got the Volk consciously, so they probably have Pyroblast. But I don't think I have any other option, really. I think I have to fight over this Murktide. And if they have, you know, another answer or some really good follow-up, it's going to be tricky, no doubt. We'll just replay the Ragavan. Goes fine. It's not a bad draw. So thinking about Ragavan. I'm at least taxing their, you know, Grokkus here. I think I'd rather... I don't know if I'd rather play this Mugtide. I'm definitely going to bolt them in a turn. I'm pretty sure. Okay, I am just going to cast Daze. It's pretty fortunate I got the ability to convert one of those Dazes. I just don't really feel like they have anything else. I'm just going to do it. If they have answers, sure. So they'll play OO. I'm a little short of lethal. So, like, they have so many looks to answer my Mugtide. But... I'm gonna brainstorm now because another Mugtide would be pretty good. If I have to Sword Splash as this... I mean, they gain 3 life regardless, though. Yeah, I guess it actually doesn't change the clock, does it? And it gives them less looks? Or they save it? And then I get him with Ragavan? Because I plow it, they go up to 19. If they don't let it go, they bounce my Ragavan with Caracas. They take 8 down to 11. I guess it literally changes the clock by 1, but then they don't get more looks with the Euro, which is kind of problematic here. Yeah, and I guess I'll just keep Daze in hand. See what they do. I don't know. Okay, so it's going to bounce Ragavan again. I'll keep taxing. They only have 2 cards. My situation's not good if they have, like, some other engine. Yeah, I mean, that's got to be bad for me. They did use 2 plows already. Oh no, I guess I had lethal anyway. Sorry, 8 plus 3 is 11. Obviously. Teferi. Another OO. That's beatable. I guess they need to find Sword Splashers. Which they did, okay. This is going to be tough. I don't know if I can win anymore. Because I'm realistically not getting a card yet. Now I have to face down OO, and my only card doesn't matter. Is it even possible to win this? That's the question I have to ask. Because I have the Prismatic thing on top. No, I have Wave Tail on top. So, like, what could I draw that's actually going to beat this OO? I guess I could find a Mugtide. I only have 1 left, though, because I exiled 1. So what could this plow have been? I guess it would have been better as a surgical here, because I would have just taken care of the Euros. Ostensibly? I think I have to, like, figure out a more concise plan for this matchup. Again, I haven't played it, like, infinite, so I don't know for sure. Maybe just leaving in the plows is, like, the way to go. They do have so many creatures. But I feel like if the game is going to go on for any amount of time, it's a little tough to plow them. Also, I just saw something. View dungeon information. That's funny. This is funny. Huh. Alright. Yeah, I mean, I think we're pretty much dead here. Well, there's the book time. That's the only card that would have potentially made me want to keep playing. Alright, let's attack. They only have one plow left. No! Oh, I should have cast! No! I should have cast a Mugtide first. Okay. That's punishing. That's okay. I mean, it's pretty unlikely that the Mugtide just, like, does it. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, Endurance is one of those cards like Hull Breacher. It took me a minute to get used to playing around Hull Breacher, because it was just like updating my schema was like really weird for that. And Endurance definitely has a lot of the same energy. Maybe I'm not even supposed to have Wear Tear in my deck against them. Like, obviously I'm not trying to be result oriented with the fact that it's not good here. They also have Hull Breacher? Oh, Dovin Freedom. Okay, they got me. Cool. Yeah, I gotta work on that matchup more. Work out a more concise plan and like make sure I'm playing around things. Like, I think not bringing in Force Negation is actually something I didn't, like, super consider, but makes a lot of sense. And which kind of goes to show, like that I might be approaching it. You know, I don't have a really concise plan yet. But, nevertheless, thanks everyone for checking this out. This was fun. I'll probably try to get a stream on Monday, and honestly, I'll probably play the same deck. Maybe I'll change the list around a little bit, though. But I've really been enjoying this. As it stands, I'm going to call it in. Let me see who's live. Let's go. I'll send everyone over to Caleb. Caleb's great. And yeah, thanks everyone for checking it out. And I suppose I'll see you all around.